Every year, as the golden leaves begin to fall, the salmon embark on an incredible journey from the vast ocean, returning to the freshwater rivers where they were born. However, this is not a leisurely stroll. On their long journey of hundreds of kilometers, they must face unimaginable challenges, from the rushing waters of fierce waterfalls to relentless predators, with extraordinary perseverance and strength. The salmon overcome every obstacle to reach their spawning grounds, but they must endure a dangerous and arduous journey just to reproduce. Let's explore the dramatic story of the life and death of these ocean warriors together. As the last days of autumn arrive, the sea begins to ripple, signaling the start of a journey filled with hardships and fierce challenges. Thousands of salmon, with an unwavering determination, leave the vast ocean and head towards the sweet rivers where they were born. This journey is not just a simple return. It is a brutal battle for survival, where every moment is a challenge for them. They have only one chance in their lifetime to reproduce, pouring all their energy, strength, and determination into this final spawning before death. This is a one-time reproductive mechanism, where their lives are sacrificed for the continuation of their species. This mechanism is a special reproductive strategy used by some species, in which they reproduce only once in their lives. After completing the spawning process, they usually die right afterward. Imagine the life of a Pacific salmon from the moment it is born. Their journey begins in the small rivers where they hatch from tiny eggs. Then, they migrate to the vast ocean, where they grow in an environment full of dangers and challenges. Throughout many years living in the ocean, salmon accumulate energy in preparation for a single crucial mission: reproduction. When the spawning season arrives, an internal command urges them to return to the place where they were born. This journey back is not an easy stroll. It is a battle filled with hardships and dangers. Salmon must travel hundreds of miles through water, evading fierce predators and facing towering waterfalls. Each salmon carries a vital mission, knowing that this is their last chance to contribute to the survival of their species. Before them lie rushing waters, fierce rapids, and numerous enemies lurking. Salmon must swim upstream, overcoming powerful currents that push them back toward the ocean. But with extraordinary strength and a fierce survival instinct, they plunge forward without retreat. The sight of salmon leaping out of the water to overcome majestic waterfalls is a testament to their perseverance. Nothing can hold them back. But that's not all. In this journey, each salmon must face vicious predators, from gigantic brown bears waiting along the riverbank to birds of prey soaring in the sky. Each leap can be the last. Nevertheless, the salmon move forward, swimming through every meter of water and overcoming each obstacle with unwavering determination. This journey lasts for weeks, with each salmon carrying a sacred mission to return to where they were born to spawn, ensuring the continuation of their generations. As the salmon approach the river where they were born, their shiny silver skin begins to turn a brilliant red-brown. This is not just a change in color, but also a signal of maturity and preparation for a sacred mission. This new coloration helps them stand out in the water, a powerful visual sign indicating that they are ready for the battle of reproduction. For salmon, this transformation becomes even more pronounced and impressive. Their bellies swell with thousands of eggs, each egg a potential life for the next generation. The bulky yet powerful shape of their bodies symbolizes thorough preparation and dedication to protecting new life. Their bodies become a precious treasure trove, holding the future of the salmon species. Male salmon, tasked with guarding and competing for fertilization rights, undergo equally dramatic transformations. Their jaws develop sharp hooks, resembling natural weapons equipped for fierce battles. these hooks are not merely for display. They become effective tools in the struggle against rival competitors. These battles are fiercely contested. Every thrust and bite is a testament to the strength and determination to protect their lineage. This biological transformation is not just an outward phenomenon, but a profound adaptation of salmon to freshwater environments. The hormonal changes, particularly the increase in cortisol levels, not only prepare their bodies for the challenges ahead, but also signal that the time for spawning is near. When the salmon finally reach the spawning grounds, they are exhausted, but their mission is not yet complete. Female salmon begin to dig gravel nests by thrashing their tails against the riverbed, creating small pits for laying their eggs. Each nest can hold thousands of eggs, after which the male salmon will swim over and fertilize them. This is an emotional and beautiful sight, but it also marks the beginning of their death. After completing the spawning process, the bodies of the salmon begin to weaken rapidly. They have exhausted all their energy for the journey and the act of reproduction. Their organ systems start to deteriorate, muscles atrophy, and their flesh begins to decay. Ultimately, they die, leaving their bodies on the riverbank or floating down the water. In this arduous and challenging process of reproduction, salmon face an invisible yet extremely dangerous enemy: the hormone cortisol. When cortisol levels in the body rise, it wreaks havoc on the salmon's immune system, making them vulnerable to disease and parasites, ultimately leading to death. Cortisol is known as a stress hormone that plays an important role in helping salmon cope with harsh conditions during their journey back home. When salmon face swift currents, towering waterfalls, and fearsome predators, cortisol is produced to provide immediate energy and enhance endurance. However, the continuous and prolonged increase of cortisol comes at a cost. As cortisol levels remain high, the salmon's immune system begins to weaken. The immune system, which is the body's natural defense against diseases and parasites, becomes suppressed and loses its effectiveness. This makes salmon more susceptible to infections and attacks from parasites, much like a fortress breached by tiny invaders. The dangers of elevated cortisol do not stop at immune suppression. It also causes direct damage to the salmon's internal organs and tissues. The process of decay and deterioration occurs rapidly, akin to an internal attack. Unable to resist, salmon gradually lose strength, becoming exhausted and unable to continue living. In this context, the death of salmon is not just the end of a biological cycle, but also an inevitable consequence of their ultimate sacrifice, having invested all their strength and energy into reproduction. What initially helps them overcome challenges ultimately becomes a formidable foe, leading them to their demise. However, the death of salmon is not a meaningless end. They fulfill a noble mission, ensuring the survival and continuation of future generations. Moreover, the bodies of deceased salmon become a rich source of nutrients for freshwater ecosystems. They decompose and release nutrients such as nitrogen and phosphorus, nourishing algae and aquatic plants. The vegetation along the river absorbs these nutrients, thriving and creating an ideal habitat for many other animal species. Salmon carcasses also serve as food for various other animals, including insects, invertebrates, and smaller fish. This, in turn, provides sustenance for larger fish, birds, and mammals. This food chain not only sustains the lives of other animals, but also ensures ecological balance in the region. The nutrients from salmon carcasses not only promote plant growth, but also nourish the next generation of salmon. Insects feeding on the carcasses become food for salmon larvae, helping them grow strong and prepare for their future journey to the sea. This is a perfect cycle where the death of one generation heralds the beginning of life for another. Returning to the eggs, they are protected by layers of gravel and sand, shielding them from strong currents and predators. Over a period of 2 to 3 months, the embryos within the eggs gradually develop. The initial stage of development involves the formation of basic internal organs, followed by the emergence of fins and eyes, making the shape of the young salmon more distinct. During this time, the eggs absorb oxygen through their membranes from the surrounding water, while nutrients from the yolk nourish the embryos. Once fully developed and ready to hatch, the young salmon will use a special structure called the egg tooth to break through the eggshell and emerge. The young salmon, known as alevins, still carry a yolk sac on their bellies. This yolk sac provides essential nutrients for them during the first few weeks after hatching, helping them survive and grow until they can start seeking food on their own. Alevins will continue to live among the gravel to avoid predators and strong currents until they grow larger and transition into the fry stage. During the fry stage, they begin to swim out into the water to search for food and continue their development. This fry stage lasts several months, during which the young salmon continue to grow and mature. Thank you for watching this video. If you find this video useful, please like and subscribe to the channel to support me.